with you. I ain't seen you in a minute, thought it'd be cool if we talked it out.
What's going on, y'all? So you're looking for a rush build, you've come to the right place. Obviously the elite few came to watch. It's you brother. Alright, so let's jump into it. So we got my favorite character here, Rush, that guy, Rush, my boy. So he is a tank, and normally I wouldn't pick a tank with games like this, but I really enjoy myself with this, man. So with a roguelike shooter game such as this one, you always want to have a proper build. Otherwise, what are you actually doing? You know what I'm saying? I have 2 games playing in the background, one on the second world and one on the third. Let's get started so you can be on your way. Okay, so first we have the starting relics. Okay, so for the first world, you really want to go for Big Shield Greaves, which generates shield equivalent to 25% of max health for 15 seconds on perfectly timed survival skills. Mind you, this build is going to be a counter build, a reset all skills type build. But for these first 2 worlds, that skill is not you can't get it. You can't get it right now for the first world. But yeah, so you're gonna go for Big Shield Greaves and Critical Defender. I feel like Critical Defender is more so a personal choice, but I find it like if you're just trying to do some damage to help out the team, it really does add up. So yeah, okay, so now we on to the second world. You really want to go for obviously the same 2 previous mods, Big Shield Greaves and Critical Defender. And then on top of that, when you get your third mod, this is when you're able to finally get the gold mod. You want to go for Charging Greaves, which resets all skill cooldowns on perfectly timed survival skills. Because like I said, this is a reset counter build. Your main survivability is going to be the counter. You gotta, once you get them counters down, it's over. It's game over, trust me. And then the fourth mod is really a flex. Personally, I chose Necklace of Giant Strength because that's just the extra 100% attack power. And I mean, that 5% max health as damage on skill use really isn't nothing for real. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so a good chunk of what I'm about to say is mainly for the second world. You really want to go for relics that will boost defense, attack power, skill power. Those are your 3 main you want to focus on. I'm not going to go through every single defense, attack power, skill power mod that helps with that, because you can read them as you picking mods, because it's so many in the game, it'd be no point, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so for the weapon, you really want to go for a weapon that complements or contains the 3 categories on screen. Now when I say complement, I'm mainly talking about a health booster, because health does play a large part in your survivability and for your damage. Because ultimately our goal is to have maxed out attack power, maxed out defense, and then as much skill power as you can muster. But for the health, just health solely, you want to at minimum have 100k. 100k is necessary. You want to have 100k health. Anything over that, I mean, it's fine, it's good. I mean, you'll be more tanky technically, but the main thing is you want to have 100k health. And finally, for the third galaxy, your main focus will be the mods on screen, which are as follows: Defense Suit of Retaliation, X-Realm Defense Suit, Power Defense Suit, and last but not least, Prime Inner Suit. Because on the third map, you are really limited to how much you can buy, and there are no blue mods. It's all purples and golds. So you really want to grab what really helps you. Okay, so for toy workers, I normally pick Gold Rich or Power Dog. The extra 50 units helps especially if your skill tree is finished out. We'll get to that in a second. And then the extra skill power from Power Dog is just a nice touch. Okay, now for upgrades. Personally, my tree is maxed out, but to help gauge you into what categories to look into, for offense, I would go for skill power, crit damage, crit chance. Defensive, I would go for both health categories, close range, and regen. And for strategic, I will go straight down for resources as soon as you can. The goal is to have the whole upgrade screen, obviously. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, aside from the 2 mods that I told you you could swap out with stuff, it's not really too many other options to where it would be a good impact on you. But if you have any other build you want to see, or you got some recommendations on mods I could have swapped in, feel free to leave a comment below. What's up, y'all? So in post-production, I forgot to put in the skill upgrade, so here's that part. And finally, we have the skill upgrades to look out for. So you mainly want to look for lightning flash and charge rush abilities. This increased damage to petrified targets is good. Skill power increase is good. And the quicksand pit is like, that's like third on that list, because that's not really that good if you on the third world. On the second world, I mean, it's cool for like the minions and stuff, but for the most part, like if they immune to petrify, it's pointless. Everything in Sandbeam is trash, literally everything. The only one that's probably even decent is the immunity one, because you could save yourself from like getting froze or something if you don't already have a immunity relic. Your first most ability you're probably gonna use is charge rush. There's gonna be a combination of charge rush and lightning flash. So for charge rush, you have to have like top of the line. You need this increased recovery amount by 300%. Gotta have that. That's always number one. You don't need anything that does cooldown. Defense of target hit reduced by 100%. Yes, that's number 2 on priority. 3 is increased skill power, and yeah, that was the only 3 for that. And for guard, really, I mean, the way this build is, you don't really need anything from 3. I mean, I guess you could take generate shield equivalents 15% of max health for 15 seconds on successful counters. That's just another shield, because shields do stack. So I mean, other than that, everything else is pointless. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one.